NYPA. It's time to start the show, so search for the squad and listen out for the promo with the West Wild Spitter. Spin his web into a chokehold. Make it unfold, 5 o'clock. Who gives a damn of what your man to say? We spittin' live wireless, leave him shot with the gamma ray. Ain't no runner-up, cause it ain't the closest to candidate. Our blocks is deep and you draw like Japanese anime. It's just us and the rest, lose off the hottest press. Kyle Holton, Philly West, reppin' with the legends, classic interview session, politics, sports segment, live phone, call up a question, it's the NYPA, 95 connection, real people, ain't no scripted cute card for direction, just team on their grind time till it's all perfection, throw it past the satellite so you can catch reception, so touch ground with us, we kill challenges, and murder it for every number on your calendars, from west to the boogie down the Greyhound in this, we Google Spot, Anchor Podcast, pocket this.
Adjust the camera here. Welcome everyone to another episode of NYPA Entertainment Radio. It's your boy KG, broadcasting on this pretty comfortable Sunday, one of the final Sundays in the month of August. Now, last week, I explained that like new equipment and stuff, and when I went through the editing process, I realized my sound, audio for the music and the applause, because I'm, obviously I don't do it in front of a live studio audience. I didn't come through, so I do apologize about that. Hopefully I got it right this time. Like I said, this is more of an advanced laptop and so forth. I'm not a real technical guy, so forgive me for the foibles of last week. But I hope everyone is having a good week and taking it easy as we go into the final week or weeks of August. And before you know it, September, Labor Day, and all that stuff. Kids are going back to school. Some kids already are back to school, depending what region you're in. I know here in Philly tomorrow, the kids are going back to school, and summer went by fast, and before you know it's fall, and then the new year, and oh boy. Speaking of which, end of the year. This is it, final run of NYP Entertainment Radio. New show, Who is Kyle Graham in 2026. So that's coming upon us really, really fast. I didn't realize it. Just sometimes life be lifing, you be doing stuff, and then poof, you look up, a new month has went by, and a new month was upon us. So you know how that goes. So look out for that. And as of right now, if you're watching on YouTube or anywhere else, press the subscribe button so you get updates on this show and upcoming show in 2026 of brand new episodes, so you won't miss it. So it's all good. And I think if I can remember, I'll wait till the end of the show to give you an update on something that I discussed last week about a decision I made about between this show and no, I'll do it right now because I know I'm gonna forget. Man, we family. I'm gonna share it with you. So what I'm gonna do, I have a litany of guests that I'm gonna reach out to, but I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna do it for NYP Entertainment Radio because I'm putting this show out of pasture and out the pasture, as they say. And Who is Kyle Graham is gonna be brand new, and I'm gonna be really, kind of really pumping that show, you know what I mean, and promoting it in the whole nine. So I'm gonna save those for Who is Kyle Graham because it's a couple of people I have in mind that I've kind of been in like discussions with that I would rather push for that show than on this show. This I'm just going to ride it out to the end of the year and then start fresh with some guests I've lined up for 2026. So that's what I'm doing now. That doesn't say someone may want to pop up on here that's been part of the show before. That might happen. But I have some like brand new list of people that I think will be good for Who is Kyle Graham podcast. I gotta share that with you guys. We're family, I gotta share that with you. So you know how that goes. So just give you updates on that. That's what's happening, and working tirelessly behind the scenes to get that done and other things done. For the show. So you know. All right, everybody, let's get started. Some news and notes and gossips and things. Come on, I'm trying to get my mouse acting a fool. My mouse like, where did it go? All right, touch it. There we go. Touchscreen, love it. When your mouse is acting a fool, you can just touch the screen. Of course, this week, the big news is Little Nas X roams LA streets in his drawers, using his tidy whities and hospitalized for possible OD. And I've seen the footage, and I'll get to that in a minute. Read this. Lil Nas X is hospitalized after a bizarre scene in LA. He was strolling down the middle of a major street early Thursday morning, wearing only his underwear and cowboy boots. The videos obtained of the Old Town Road rapper nearly naked and floating seamlessly or aimlessly down Ventura Boulevard at 4 a.m. Someone driving past him recorded Nas, who repeatedly pointed at the camera and muttered something about heading to a party, and at one point he placed an orange traffic cone on his head. Uh, Sources say others in the Studio City area noticed Lil Nas X and thought the whole thing was weird enough to report it to the police. As it turns out, several people in the area have reported to LAPD that he saw a nude man walking in the road. Um, we're told officers responded and found him still walking down the middle of the road. And after Nas charged the officers, they subdued him and put him in handcuffs. Officers told paramedics it was possible overdose, and Nas was transported to a hospital. Law enforcement sources said to the article, Little Nas, it's not the Nas, Little Nas X could still face charges, but for now he's still getting treated at the hospital. Um, I saw the video and I thought at first I thought it was like behind the scenes of a new video that he was doing, and I thought it was a joke. And then I realized, okay, this is not a joke. He's really in his drawers and in cowboy boots, and he's like out of it, and it's disturbing and sad. Like, what is? I'm like, was he like? What is he on? Like he like? I legit. If you see, if I legit thought, I was like, oh, he's playing around. I really thought like it's part of a video, like a music video he's doing or something. And then I'm like, okay, no, this is real. He's really like out of it. He's like voguing and all that stuff. Y'all know who voguing? You don't know what voguing is? Google it. What voguing is. He's just talking about going to a party and talk to the person on camera. Now here's the thing: dig the move. My thing is the cat that's filming it instead of just filming it to get publicity for yourself, the first thing you should have did was call 911. You know what I mean? Call 911 and like, yeah, we have Lil Nas X here. He's strolling, something's wrong with him. But you wanted to be the guy to post it online or be the person, I don't know if it's male or female, to like, hey, look what I got. Like, because the video runs a little long. It's like, dude, why don't you call the police? This guy clearly is not in his mind. He's clearly not himself. He's clearly, but he could hurt others or whatever. He's out of it. And all you're doing is just recording instead of just like, hey, please come out here. This is emergency. This guy's walking aimlessly, in his underwear. He's rambling on. We need someone out ASAP. No, he goes for minutes and just recording, and he's talking to him, like talking to him. Hey, what do you mean what party? What do you mean by it? Like talking like to get his publicity in, to get his shtick in, baby. So instead of just helping, it's all about publicity with the camera phones. Everyone wants to be the one to be breaking news and air unseen footage and footage of this person and all that stuff instead of helping. And you should have helped first and worry about publicity later and be a hero. And going minutes on it because he didn't call. Other people called, and he said it in an article. He in the video goes on for a while where the guy's just driving slowly and he's getting a kick out of it. Not saying he's laughing, but kind of like, oh, I got something good here. We should have just helped, and he didn't. And that kind of is a frustrating thing. Like clearly he's on something. Clearly it's something. It's very disturbing. and hopefully he gets the help that he needs. And um, of course, he's going to be charged for charging at the officers, and he wasn't in his right mind when he did it, unfortunately. But it is disturbing, and my heart goes out to him because I'm like, oh, like I really thought, and I felt bad. Like, I was like, this guy, like, look at it, what is the guy doing? He's joking around. Then I realized, like, oh no, he's out of it. Like, he's blasted. Like, whatever he took, whatever he was on, he was just out there. And this reminds me of years ago when Martin had episode. This is in L.A. I don't know what's going on out in L.A. Not just anybody in L.A. Martin was found screaming aimlessly in the streets, like screaming, "They're coming to get me! They're coming to get me!" Like he was like screaming, he was like going through his thing. And some say, man, the entertainment business can drive you mad. You know what I'm saying? It can drive you nuts. Seriously, I've heard the stories and so forth. Um, and in this case, like I said, to see Lil Nas X like that, it was just I don't know, man, get this guy help. So they got him. Hopefully, he get the help that he gets. The question is, does he remember anything? What did he take and why and so forth? But it is it's like very it's like kind of it's very disturbing. My heart goes out to him like, oh man, yeah, get help. And who was around you when you took it, and so was you out yourself? And like he just walked outside, cowboy boots and drawers, walking up and down, sashaying and voguing by going to the party. And it's crazy. It's crazy. 'Cause you never know what people are going through. You never know whether it's a celebrity, civilian, or like you never know what's going on up in here. You just don't. So, excuse me. Hopefully, he gets the help that he needs, man. Because that's some that's just some startling stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? Like to see that and so forth. So, all right, let's move on. I have Dallas rapper Big the Plug released from jail after arrest on gun drug charges. Police say. Dallas rapper and hip hop star Big the Plug is facing more legal trouble after being arrested Thursday night ahead of his new album release on Friday. Big the Plug, born Xavier Landum, was released from the Dallas County Jail late Friday afternoon on drug and weapons charges. His bond has been set at $5,000. As he walked out of the Dallas County Jail, Big the Plug was only interested in answering questions about his latest record. The rapper left in a waiting vehicle while his attorney briefly addressed the case. Quote, "We're going to wait to see the affidavit," said Valerie Basson, the rapper's attorney, "but we're going to work vigorously for our client because it just is what it is. It's two misdemeanors, and people are trying to make it a felony." Big the Plug was born in Dallas and currently lives in Aubrey. Some of his hit songs include "Texas" and "Mm-hmm." He was previously arrested on drug and weapon charges in 2022. Well, okay. Um, let's see. We got a little bit more on him. Dallas police said officers pulled over a pickup truck that was missing its front license plate on South Trinity Forest Way near US I-75 at 8:43 p.m. An officer the driver asked the driver identified as Landum if he had a firearm. Big the Plug told officers he did and detailed where to find it in the truck. Police said a criminal database flagged Landum as connected to a gang in Arlington, which meant he was not legally allowed to possess a gun. Police said they also found a small amount of marijuana in the truck. Big the Plug was scheduled to appear at the album release party Thursday night at a nightclub in in Deep Ellum to celebrate his new album. I Hope You're Happy. He was also, that's the name of the album, I Hope You're Happy. He was also expected to another release Friday night at Wingstop location in Dallas. I Hope You're Happy includes songs that high profile artists such as Darius Rucker, Luke Combs, Shabuzi, and Jelly Roll. And you fucking up like this? According to the post on his Instagram, Big the Plug previous album Take Care, released in 2024, recently reached platinum certification, meaning it sold 1 million copies. Another album release party was scheduled for Friday night at North Texas Wingstop, but the company issued a statement saying, due to unforeseen circumstances, the event will not take place as planned. Wingstop remains committed to bringing late night flavor, no pun intended, I guess, culture to our fans in the future. Wow. Okay. I never heard of Big the Plug before. Don't know his music. I wouldn't know what he looked like if he walked past me. I just saw a picture of him, but it's interesting that he has these big names on his album. And again, I bring this up all the time when it comes to celebrities in the business. It's where you can't stay out your own way. You know you ain't supposed to have firearms on you. You shouldn't be riding around dirty. And if you ride around dirty, I'll get it out. If you ride around dirty, then you should not draw attention to yourself. And that's what he did. So here we are. Um, and the flip side of this is that sometimes controversy creates cash. I said on the show before, based off a book written years ago. Controversy do create cash. So this arrest technically might help out the sales and create more money for him and more attention. Stranger things have happened. Um, but you have great, like Luke Combs and Jelly Roll and Shabuzi and great cats that are big in the industry to tell your album. It's not a good look, but then again, you flip it, it might be fit the image that he wants. You never know. But I mean, at the end of the day, again, a lot of these artists, old, young, whoever, just can't get out their way. If you know you're supposed to have it on you, why carry it with you? And again, if you have it on you, why would you draw attention to yourself? Um, Now, Wingstop may not want to do business with you for a while because of the negative attention that you bring in their way, and that's not cool. You're losing money at the end of the day. Not you losing money that way. You're losing money towards lawyers, all types of stuff. You know what I mean? You want to make the money and use it for other things, and not make money and use it towards legal fees and all that stuff. Um, so all you Big the Plug fans out there, the album is dropped, and I'm sure he's good. Now I did see. Now actually, let me pull back. I saw a commercial recently for a show I really can't stand. I can't stand the show, and I don't really like the host. Wilding Out with Nick Cannon. He's overrated, and he's in Big the Plug. They show his face on there, like as for the upcoming season. And it ain't a lot of bunch of people that never really heard of him, not really listen to their music or follow. And I remember the first one he said was Big the Plug. That's kind of the first time I kind of glanced at him. Like, who the fuck is that guy? I don't know who he is. I don't follow today's music. I'm sure he's pretty good. I don't know. Um, I mean, he went certified platinum. I mean, I didn't say anything. I mean, he went certified platinum. That means 1 million people liked it. I don't know. Maybe one day I might listen to it. I doubt it. I have no interest. I just reported the story because I found it interesting that my man, missed his album release party for riding dirty and drawing attention to himself. What are you gonna do? You gotta do better. You gotta be better and do better and be. You have to, at the end of the day, appreciate what you have, because again, all that can be taken away. And I know a lot of these artists want to keep up a certain image and so forth, but you gotta be mindful. You're in the spotlight. You worked hard to get in this position. Why blow it over some nonsense? Why? Because anyone else would love to be in the situation you're in who's an artist who wants to be, whether a rapper or whatever, want to be in a situation where they have certified platinum album and release parties and have great artists on their albums to to uh, a lot of great art. I get it out. A lot of great other artists on the albums to kind of make it better and so forth. So I don't know. You gotta this. It just doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. All right, let's see. Let's see what I got here. I got it here. Laundry Day just got so fresh and so clean. Outkast Big Boy teams up with Whirlpool. A partnership that's so fresh and so clean. I don't write this stuff, folks. It is cheesy, but you know. Whirlpool and Outkast Big Boy have teamed up to launch a one-of-a-kind giveaway featuring 5 limited edition Whirlpool front-load washers that play the iconic hit "So Fresh and So Clean" after every cycle. That's dope. The custom washer boasts a matte black finish, has thousands of hand placed crystals, and is certified fresh and clean badge signed by Big Boy. Big Boy. Win one. Fans can enter to win one just like Big Boys has between August 19th and September 23rd of this year. Big Boy recently had some time to chat with this article about the partnership as as well as the 25th anniversary of Outkast's hit album Stankonia. When asked about how he's doing, Big Boy responded, "I'm super fantastic, phenomenally well, perfectly whole, complete, blessed, highly favored, and you can be too if you are one of the lucky ones to nab a Whirlpool new limited edition front load washer engineered to play Outkast's hit song "So Fresh and So Clean" after every cycle." He explained how the partnership came to be and why he thought it was the perfect fit for him. They called up and was like, the Kings are so fresh and so clean, and the washing machine Kings need to get together. He said in the interview, quote, he said, we are on theme. We are on code. We got the same mission to be the cleanest that we can be and the freshest we can be. And they was like, we want to put your song on the new Whirlpool washing machine. I thought it was just a chime, but they have the original track playing at the end of the washing cycle. So I was like, oh man, that's dope. I gotta do it. That is dope. That's dope. That's dope. Whirlpool smart front load washer with fresh flow vent system is currently available in purchase in stores online. There are only 5 limited edition machines that have Big Boy signature on them, and will play Outkast hit song "So Fresh and So Clean Clean." The fans can win via the sweepstakes. Fans can enter from again August 19th through September 25th following Whirlpool USA liking and commenting hashtag Whirlpool Fresh on Whirlpool and Big Boy sweepstakes post. That's dope. That is dope. That's dope. That is dope as hell, dude. All right, I'm gonna get that in a minute. What I didn't know, I didn't realize again, time flies by, is that Outkast Stankonia turns 25 this year. So this year brings a big milestone for Outkast. Their hit album Stankonia turns 25. When talking about how 5 years just flew by, Big Boy said that time just get away from you. Um, he reminisced about a specific memory from making the album that sticks with him to this day. He said, "I can remember when we were doing Miss Jackson and Aaron Mills, the bass player for cameo knocked on the back door of the studio. It was raining cats and dogs, and we didn't have the bass line for the song. He shared with this he shared with this interview. He came in and in one take he played the bass line on the song, and I just remember that room would start glowing purple, and it was crazy. When asked if he has a favorite song from the album, he explained that is all of them. He said it's hard to believe that so many hits came from the same record, including Miss Jackson. So Fresh and So Clean, Bombs Over Baghdad, many others. Big Boy Believes, Stinkonia has stood the test of time because of all of the all the experimentation. It was not just one thing. Like all of the albums, like all of our albums, it takes you on a journey. He said, "Is it's not one tempo. It's not just an instrument. It's all types of sounds and vibes. And it's energetic. Bombs Over Baghdad is the musical defibrillator. It is that joint is dope, man. And he goes on with different songs and so forth. Let's start with the Whirlpool thing. The Whirlpool joint is dope as fuck. That's just a dope idea. That's just so dope. You'll enter into try to get it. So I mean, listen, you be watching everything in the house just to hear the song at the end. You definitely gonna be doing that. You definitely gonna be doing anything. Oh, we got this gotta be washed. Wash it. Oh, no. Pulling curtains off the rods and all that. You be throwing it in there just to hear it. That's a dope premise. That's dope as fuck. To kind of work together doing that. That's really cool. That's a good idea. Because when I first read it, when I first saw the tagline, I thought it was like and he just done. They played a whole song. Like he said, that's dope. I thought it was a chime too. I thought like a quick like, oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. They played the whole thing. So you grooving while you putting shit in the dryer, like, oh, that's dope. That's brilliant. And of course, listen, Dre getting that cash too because they both did the song. So Dre probably like playing this flute, like, yeah, go ahead, man, get this money, because he can't give his consent without Dre, because Dre's on the song also. So Andre 3000 getting that cash also. Stankonia is one of the best hip hop albums, period, and one of the best albums with Aquemini and all that stuff. I mean, Bombs Over Baghdad is dope. Um, Everything. This is why these guys are going to the Hall of Fame. I say Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but I call it the Hall of Fame, the Music Hall of Fame. But that's a very like creative like type thing that they're doing there. That's really cool, man. I never whoever came up with that was brilliant. Just like to um play so fresh and so clean after it's done. Um, And like I said, they will be washing everything. Just everything will be super duper clean in their house, just so they can just like play the song over. That is brilliant. That's just a great thing. So kudos to them. Whirlpool working with Outkast. Not just Big Boy. He signed him, but it's mainly Outkast because again, Andre 3000 has to sign off on that because that's part of his. He's part of the song also. So that's dope, man. Like that's really dope. So y'all want one of the 5 limited washers? You got between now and up until September 23rd to enter the sweepstakes to get it. So your clothes and your items will be so fresh and so clean, and you just be playing it, just be bumping, just doing stuff in there. You know what I mean? Just doing just one thing at a time or a bunch of stuff. So that's cool. That is a great promotion, and it works well together. Now I wonder. This is crazy. I got one. I got one. I got one. They're gonna take this from me. I got one to be a good one. It would be your Whirlpool, right? With Christina Aguilera and Redman. dirty. Everybody get dirty. You know what I'm saying? Or get from Dr. Spock. He got a song called Let's Get Dirty. You know what I mean? Like, come on. I got stuff up here. Y'all got to come talk to me. I got it up here. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I think that would be cool. Skin Aguilera, Redman with Dirty. And then Redman by himself with his song called Let's Get Dirty. Come on. Come on. You know what I'm saying? You know. I think it'd be a great publicity stuff. But we still start with Big Boy, open up the doors, and you know what I mean. But that's just a dope idea. Period. It's a dope idea. Teyana Taylor must reportedly pay IMAN Shumpert $70,000 after contempt of court ruling. You fine as hell, ain't you? Teyana Taylor has been ordered to pay $70,000 to her ex-husband, IMAN Shumpert, after she was found in contempt of court stemming from their ongoing divorce proceedings. According to Us Weekly, Taylor and Shumpert attended a hearing on July 25th after they accused each other of being in contempt of court by violating the terms of their divorce settlement. A judge ruled in favor of the former NBA player, who cited an Instagram video posted in March in which the singer and actor addressed reports regarding their divorce. As part of their divorce agreement, both sides agreed to not disclose any information about the ruling. The court finds Taylor in violation of the final judgment and decree of divorce, and is in willful contempt. The order leads. Right, the order reads. Excuse me, I'll get it out. The sum will be given to Shumpert lawyer for his legal fees. Makes sense. When he filed a motion for contempt of our court against Taylor, Shumpert requested $1,000 fine and 20 days in jail sentence. God damn! When he filed a motion for contempt of court against Taylor, he requested $1,000 fine and 20. God damn! He wanted her ass behind bars for 20 days. God, mother of his kids. Good Lord. The judge determined that Taylor did not present sufficient evidence to support her claim that Shumpert leaked information about her divorce judgments to the press. Wow. It appears Taylor and her counsel failed to engage in even a minimal amount of diligence to determine whether her claim of contempt had any factual support at all. Before the petition was any factual, let me do that again, y'all. It appears Taylor and her counsel failed to engage in even a minimum amount of diligence to determine whether her claim of contempt had any factual support at all before the petition was filed. The order reads, wow. The order said Taylor refused to answer questions from Shumpert inquiring about her assets and her income, further stating that such information was completely irrelevant to any issue. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. All right, that's it right there. Divorce is ugly. I mean, it is bad. My man said she in contempt, charge her a G, and throw her ass in jail for 20 days. And here's the thing: if you're going to, and again, to celebrities and civilians alike, I said it before. Stop recording yourself saying shit. He showed the Instagram video of her talking about the settlement and the divorce, and why would you do that? Why would you publicly do that? Now, if you do it amongst friends privately and having a conversation with them, that's one thing. But there's a recording of you, discussing stuff you ain't supposed to discuss publicly. Like, come on. Like, he got you on that one. But my man was like, yo, 20 days in jail, like, gee, this joint talk too much. But It's smart. Like he like, yeah, give me that 70,000, put it towards my legal fees. I guess it's truly would say it's cheaper to keep her, but if y'all ain't getting along and it's falling apart, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta separate what's best for the kids. Iman Shumpert, you're not familiar, used to play for the Knicks and he beat NBA. Most recently, he was Rob on the Shy, who was killed off in season six. And, which I think that was too soon. They should have killed them all. But I could go on a whole hour straight about the wrongs of the Shy. Good show, but there's some things they could work on. But that's not the point right now, right? Okay. But yeah, look, divorce is ugly, and you got to follow by the rules, especially if you're a celebrity. And if you're going to tell someone or you want to speak your mind, do it privately, face to face, so no one can record it, and whatever. But to do it on Instagram and not thinking no one's paying attention, or you'll get away with it, or they'll let you slide because for whatever reason, well, you're wrong. You just lost 70 G's for talking too goddamn much. You ain't supposed to talk. What are you running your jibs about? You know what I mean? But yeah, it's divorces it can get ugly, man. It can get real ugly. It doesn't matter if you are a civilian or celebrity. Like it gets ugly, it gets vicious, it gets vile, and it kind of deter people. And that's one of the reasons why I deter people from getting married. Because you like how you go from such a loving couple to being like angry and vicious with each other and so forth. And people wonder that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Let's move on. Kanye West former Malibu mansion back on the market for $34.9 million. 3 years after rapper gutted the architectural gem. I think I discussed this on the show before. Kanye West hollowed out former home is back on the market for the fourth time in 5 years. The concrete Malibu mansion, designed by award-renowned architect deal with me, Tadio Andu, relisted this week for $34.9 million, just months after going into contract. West made headlines in 2022 after he gutted and subsequently abandoned the iconic residence. This most recent listing, first reported by Reuters.com, marks yet another period of certain uncertainty in the box-like home unhappy history. Yeah, the place look ugly. Um, it does. Kanye West has legally changed his name to Ye, paid $57.25 million for the rare property in 2021. Efforts to reverse West handiwork pictured underway in June have reportedly stalled. That place look like shit. Sorry, it does. It does. I wouldn't pay for that then, and I damn sure wouldn't buy it now. It looks anyway. Um, the Montana-based luxury developer and builder Andrew Mazzella entered into contract in March for the half-restored home. The deal between Mazzella and the crowd-funded firm that took the property off of West's hands has reportedly dragged on ever since. Um, Mazzella told the outlet that the unique property is a very complicated construction project. Said that negotiations are still ongoing. I consider my business style to be that of Trump, Musk, and Carl Icahn combined. So it's not an easy process. Mazzella told Mansion Global in the interview. Pulitzer Prize winning architect Tadeo Andu designed the minimalist four-bedroom home dubbed Little Andu in 2013. Andu is the mastermind behind Jay-Z and Beyonce's own Malibu mansion, a record-selling property called Big Andu. West bought Little Andu for $57.25 million in 2021. Uh, West West, who had his illegally name changed to Ye, gutted out, and I think I talked about this, gutted out the rare Andrew home. The controversial music mogul poorly sought to turn the abode into his own personal bomb shelter and bat cave. The rapper soon deserted the effort, however, leaving a concrete shell open to elements between 2022 and 2023. This joint is like it's a little listen, 4 bedrooms. It's not big. It's like part of a row home. If you know row homes, especially here in the East Coast and Philadelphia, it's like just a regular, like small. It is small. It is little, and it's 4 bedrooms, and it does look like it's worth 57 million or whatever. Maybe upwards of a million or two. Maybe because where it's located and who built it, but it's just a small. It is small. Like it's not worth to the naked eye worth the money. Maybe because you're buying it because of the location, you're buying it because of who the architect is, but it's not. It doesn't like wow you. It's just literally a box of just a small home that's just it's like a house you would see at the shore. You know what I mean? The Jersey Shore. That's what it looks like. Now inside might be fantastical. Who knows? But to the naked eye, it's like you paid for this. Like you paid 57 point what for this? You trying to sell it for 34? But again, I think it's because it's on a beach in Malibu, and I think it's based also because of who the architect is. You go off a name, like for example, when you rent a luxury apartments, sometimes you're renting the apartment for the amenities in the location, and the apartment is like hella small, like it's just the size of a closet. But you're not renting for that. You're renting because you're in downtown, or you're renting because you have all these amenities. And I think with this home, it's because it's on the beach, beachfronts in Malibu, and who the architect is, and that's what you're paying for. And if you got money like that to waste, by all means, go right ahead and get it. But I don't think it's worth it. Excuse me, from the looks of it, it's small. It just don't look. It doesn't look right. I'd be surprised anyone would take it. It's concrete. It's ugly. It's hard on the eyes. I'd be shocked anyone to get it. And yeah, it's just it. No, no. It's just yeah. Well, rich people got the cash to waste, and they love spending money because they got it. But damn that man, I just no. It don't even look like it's worth it at all. Far from it. All right. Let's see. Moving on. I wouldn't buy that. It's just ugh. Got a little something here for Little Wayne. All right. Get my camera. Lil Wayne forced to cancel Toronto concert due to unforeseen illness. The rapper was supposed to perform at Toronto's Budweiser stage back in August 11th, back on Monday, August 11th, about going on 2 weeks ago. Lil Wayne was forced to cancel a recent concert on August 11th. 40-year-old appeared. 40-year-old rapper was set to perform at Toronto's Budweiser stage, but pulled out due to unforeseen illness. Due to unforeseen illness, Wayne's Toronto show tonight will be postponed. The venue began a statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, as his fans know he loves putting on a. Sorry, pop up happened. As fans know, Wayne loves putting up nothing short of the best performance of those who come out, and he was so excited for this one. They continue in a separate post on the platform. Please stay tuned for new dates coming soon. All previously purchased tickets will be honored for the new date once announced. No additional details about the illness or cancellation was provided on at the time. Wayne is currently in the midst of his the Kata 6 tour, which kicked off in Virginia Beach on August 1st and includes stops in Detroit, Los Angeles, Dallas, and more before wrapping up October 2nd in West Palm Beach, Florida, at the I Think Financial Amphitheater. Special guests including French Montana, Tyga, No Cap are joining him on selected dates, while Belly Gang Cushington, I love that name, is appearing across all performances. Um, it happens, man. Look, life be lifing. People get sick. We're human. They're human also, and it happens all the time. Um, that's it. Just go out on your tickets, and then disappoint me. A lot of people work hard to like buy these purchase these tickets, and these tickets are mad expensive, like really expensive. So I know they're probably disappointed. Like, man, we're gonna go out and see Wayne and this and this. But it happens, man. People get sick. He's allowed to get sick. He's a human being. We all get sick. We all have fight through health issues or something like that. So, um, but at least they're gonna honor their tickets whenever they come up with a new date and time. So that should be cool. They're honoring it, and it might be a better show. He might have a better guest at that time. So you never know. I'm sure he didn't foresee this to happen, but it does. You know, people get sick, and he's out there on the road around a bunch of people, going from city to city, hotel to hotel. You know, all types of germs and shit out there, touching hands and kissing babies and shit like that. You know, it's bound to happen. And sometimes when you are full throttle and going full speed and performing and all that stuff, sometimes your body shut down on you and let you know, like, yo, you gotta take a break. Even though they didn't say what it was, it could be that, it could be exhaustion, it could be whatever. And the type of artist I've heard he is, he's let's go, let's get this money, let's get this back, let's perform. And a lot of artists sometimes ignore the signs that they should step back, take a break, and you know, rest their mind and rest their body until it's too late. And sometimes they just, you know, they wake up one day and like, I don't feel it. They try to perform and push through. They can't do it because, you know, sometimes you might need to take a break. And when you're doing tours like this, where you're going constantly back to back night crisscrossing around the country, you know, it takes its toll on you. Seems like fun. I'm sure at times it is fun, but it's very detrimental to your health when you do it. You know what I mean? So it's just, that's all artists. But at least Lil Wayne fans in Toronto, great city by the way. Miss Toronto. I'm gonna go back there one day soon. Um, he'll make up for it. He'll make up for it. He's that type of dude, a businessman. He's about the fans, and so you guys will get your day. So buck up, Toronto. Great city by the way. Love that city. Very beautiful city, beautiful women. Can't wait to get back there. All right. What I got? One more. Screenwriters. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Screenwriters issue Issa Rae company claim one of them days copied their script. One of them days, starring Kiki Palmer and SZA, landed in theaters in January 2025, but screenwriters claim they came up with an idea for it in 2020. Issa Rae, the first line, Issa Rae may have one of them days recently as she faces a plagiarism lawsuit by three screenwriters over the busy buddy comedy starring Kiki Palmer and SZA. Uh, Back in July, screenwriters Joshua Atkinson, Sean Koo, and Tyrone Perry filed a lawsuit against Ray's production company, Color Creative, TriStar, Sony Pictures, and screenwriters Sharita Singleton, alleging that the 2025 film One of Them Days was lifted from their 2020 screenplay One of Those Days. In court documents obtained by this outlet, the trio claims they shared their script for the first time in 2023 with film producer Danny Danny Hamu Danny Hamua. I might have said the name wrong. And then in April 2024, they submitted their script to producers Roman Arabia and Xavier Charles, who worked on Insecure for consideration. However, they passed on the project. One of them days, directed by Lawrence Lamont, which follows a chaotic day that befalls two roommates, Palmer and SZA, attempting to pay their rent against all odds, was announced in April 2024, released in January 2025. It grossed $51 million on a $14 million budget, and a sequel is currently in the works. Is in the works. Really gross that much money? Don't even. I'll say my comments in the end. My apologies. According to the court documents, the trio claims the film shares substantial similarities with characters, arcs, plot sequences, and tone, 29 to be exact. To properly assess the script's similarities, they hired screenwriter John Braccato to review them. Perry, Koo, and Atkinson are asking for a jury trial and are suing for attorney fees and damages. While Ray has not commented on a lawsuit publicly, earlier this year she did shed light on how one of them days came to be. During a recent interview, she said the film ultimately took 7 years to be greenlit from the time it was born during a lab program spearheaded by Ray's company. Ray also opened up about how she inspired to make this film when she realized it had been nearly 3 decades since we've had the last black female led buddy comedy. Quote: when you see one, you're like, why aren't there more of these? Ray said. Why hasn't the last buddy comedy have been since Baps? Because Baps sucked. In 30 years since we've have had this, and it works. Why is it always considered risk to do so? Because Baps was a horrible movie, corny, ratchet. That's why. Baps sucked. Horrible movie. That's why I haven't seen it in 30 something years, because Baps was corny. It was horrible. Now, one of them days I haven't seen, and I'm interested in seeing it. It look ratchet. It does. It do. Come on. Don't look at me like that. You've seen the trailer or you've seen the movie. It looks ratchet. I'm not interested. Now, not taking nothing away from Kiki or SZA, but it just looks. Nah, put them in something better together. Write a better screenplay. It looks corny. So, number one, if I'm these three cats, I would hope they didn't really write this because it looks like a corny movie to begin with. However, I do, empathize, being a writer myself, of people possibly stealing your ideas. Now, there's a real chance, and it has happened, where someone may come up with the same idea somewhere else, exact same idea, and around that time when you submitted your idea, this person is writing the same thing and submitted the same thing. It happens all the time. And then sometimes it might be right in front of your face. They probably downright did steal the idea. Who knows? But it's hard to prove plagiarism, in my opinion, in scripts. I think it's based on copyright when you submitted it to the Writers Guild, who submitted it first, and you got to pretty much literally do a paper trail to figure out when did it all start. When did you submit it? It's like a very detailed paper trail to find out who did what, when, where, and how. And that's difficult to do when it comes down to it. But that's the risk you take when you submit a script as an unknown. And some people say, "Oh, we don't like it." They'll hold on to it. Some may hold on to it and use it down the line. I've submitted treatments like I sent back to me with a note like, "Okay, We don't accept treatment unless it's accompanied by a agent or this, and this. Now I'm one of the lucky ones. Um, I had no agent. You know what I mean? They might have an agent. They might have, who knows? But it's one of those things where it's always possible that the guy across the street can have the same idea that you're having right now. You putting it together, you submitting around the same time, and everything. It has happened. It is a possibility. Then again, at the end of the day, it comes down to it. That person could have just stole it, or they could have just not completely stole it, took the idea, lifted the idea, and used it for their own, and tweaked it and made it, fit what you're looking for. Straighten the camera out. But you never know. Um, I wasn't. I said, like I didn't watch the movie. I had no interest in watching the movie. I remember seeing the trailer, and I was just like, Kiki Farmer's fine as hell. SZA's nice looking. I just didn't like. I just looked ratchet and hood, and one of those things was like, let it gross money, and people liked it, and it made money, and they're working on a sequel. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on these days in Hollywood. But hopefully, the three writers will find justice in this, and hopefully they get compensated if this is true. But you got to really weed out the process to again make sure what's original, what's not, who's first, who's last. It takes a lot to find that. Excuse me. So who knows? Who knows? I'll keep you posted if I hear anything because that's right in my wheelhouse of writing, and I'm always interested because I always hear about certain movies that's been like, oh, used to like Coming to America was one. A couple of guys said Murphy lifted the story from them. It's a lot. You're gonna hear a lot of stories when people have successful movies and screenplays. Because again, some people may like, I had that idea, I wrote it down this time, and it could be coincidental. It could be, but this is where you got to do your due diligence. You got to do the paper trail and look into it, who did what first and how and all that stuff. So we'll find out. We shall find out. But I know it's not stopping them from making the sequel. So we shall see if they get compensated or not, and they can show proof. We shall see. And also, with that being said, we shall see you next week, Lord willing, Labor Day weekend, for another episode of the final season of NYPA Entertainment Radio. Thank you as always for letting me borrow your time for an hour and do my best to entertain you on this week's topics in sports and entertainment. Remember to subscribe here on YouTube or Spotify and more platforms to come, especially when I shift over to Who is Kyle Graham coming in 2026. And as always, like I said, I know things get rough. Take it day by day. Believe in every high power you believe in. And just try to keep positive people around you and just do it that way. And try to do my best to keep your mind off your problems for like an hour and all that good stuff. That's about it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Justice. Now I hope this time around, like last week, because like I said, I thought I set it up, the audio and all that stuff, so you guys can hear it, like hear everything, like the applause and this. And then when I'm going through editing, it was like silent. Like I heard like the intro didn't come on, and just me popped up on camera. And I was like, oh man. So hopefully I did it right this time. I'm not like I said, I'm not really that tech savvy, so you gotta forgive me on that one. So, so I do apologize. But get at me on Instagram at NYPA at NYPAENT, Facebook Kyle L. Graham. Thank you for taking time out again. I much appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Lord willing, see you next week. Stay in faith. Believe every power you believe in. And that's it. I'm out of here. Now, hopefully, the audio works. And hopefully you hear the applause. And I can't do the outro anyway because the outro I recently have, they're going to get flagged. I already explained that to you. But thank you. Everybody enjoy your week. And Lord willing, I'll see you next week for another episode of NYPA Entertainment Radio. The show is over now. See you next week.